Zula says, bruh, he's been monitoring the installation since the Forerunners died. How in the world would rampancy work? So, in the original Bungie setup, rampancy was not the think yourself to death, create 1,000 clones of yourself that 343 had set up for Cortana in Halo 4. Rampancy was more a point of super stability, where your programming stopped functioning and you just became fully self-aware. Like, there was no protocol that would rein you in anymore. Metastability is what it was called. There is an argument that Guilty Spark became metastable. We know that he went insane. That is a thing that happened, and that insanity could have led to metastability based on old Bungie logic.
Ooh.
There we go.
Beautiful. Just need to get through that gate.
Alright, we've got all of the parts so far, except for the one that is on the side over here. I do not remember how to get over there.
You go through that place in the camp?
Go through the square hole.
There a door in the VSAA camp?
There is, but I don't think it goes there.
Or not directly. You can also go through the sewers. Of course, the last time Leon was in Raccoon City sewers,
Didn't work out so well.
he lived.
But did you die?
You have any better ideas on how to get there?
Why is it that every time I look at this fucking tank vehicle, I see a Cybertruck?
Yeah, I can see it. How old is this BSAA camp?
It's recent.
Like, real recent? Within the past couple of years, or?
Within the past couple months.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, I don't think this... Maybe.
Well, let's find out. We were already here before. So why not?
Either way, you're just running around in circles.
All that matters is where we choose to place those circles. If dying is such a big deal, why haven't they made dying too? Yeah, you're right. Dying's for once.
If dying's so bad, just don't do it.
Have you ever considered just not doing that, man? Like, God. What a fucking idiot. You're right. Just don't die. Sylvie, you are allowed to say anything you want, but also remember that I did say, very specifically, that we will not be mentioning that conversation again. There we go. Found it.
Hey, look, I was right. See, you should listen to me more often.
I don't think I should do that, actually.
When have I ever steered you wrong?
How many times have you had to say that phrase?
And yet you have never mentioned a time.
Uh-huh. I'll just stare at you, weirdly. Actually, today. Hey, why not go up there? Okay, proceeds to get my ass pounded in by necrotic flesh.
That was an important learning lesson.
Right. So is this one of those things where the scenarios are engineered in such a way that no matter what happens, it was what you intended?
Of course. How else are you supposed to have conversations?
Sylvie, unless your memory is awfully short, you know the conversation you were having with Jet. And the misunderstandings that were happening.
Of course, all conversations with me are ones where I can never technically be wrong. I learned from you and Bib.
Yeah. So he says, what I want to say is unrelated to Jet and that disagreement. I just said that. Actually, no, you just did a Mott and Bailey. You said unrelated to Jet, not unrelated to Jet and that disagreement. But I would also say that sticking on this point versus just saying what you want to say, I would go for just saying what you want to say. Sorry I didn't specify specifically for you, so whatever. And there it is. That confrontational bit that I asked you to chill out on, that you are actively choosing not to chill out on. Do you know how to word things in a way that they are not passive-aggressive? I'm not saying that to be demeaning. I'm saying that because I feel like maybe you don't very well, and that may cause problems. There we go.
Rippy being in a sideways building.
Alright, so, Sylvie, here's a way to handle things that can help. When you're about to say something, stop. Again, I'm not saying that to be coy, I'm not saying that to be demeaning. When you're about to say something, stop. And take a second to ask yourself, if somebody said this to me, worded the way that I am planning on wording it, would I be upset with them?
Oh, fuck.
Because surely if somebody is being passive-aggressive with you, that frustrates you. That is a thing that you don't like dealing with. It exhausts you, even a little bit. Down they go! Because I know you're trying to help, you don't need to clarify that you're saying not to be mean, even if you are. I understand where it's coming from, I just want to clarify that I'm not mad if you're on me out of my shit. Okay. Fair enough. Hi, friend! Good you don't? No. Shit! I'm mad because it feels like EP. I am also mad because of my electric penis.
I thought they were doing the short and, sleepy thing.
No, they mentioned that it's the keyboard issue. I'm mad because it feels like people are still not paying attention to the words I use in the order I use them in. Right, so when that is happening, ask yourself, is there a way I could have worded it that would clarify it better? I understand where you're coming from, because, like, I literally just had to make a whole video because people were misunderstanding when I used the word illiberal democracy, why I wanted to use that word and why I thought that its usage was important. So I completely get that. The best thing you can do when that happens is find a different approach to explain the thing. But do so... Hold on. These guys need to go. Said no, I word them in literally a specific way that can only be taken one particular way. But can it? Because here's where we gotta do an exercise. You say that you've worded something in a way that it can only be taken a particular way, and I appreciate that you feel that way, and that is very... Yes, if you pay attention. And there it is. That's the passive-aggressive thing. What you're doing is you are creating a scenario where there is no way that you possibly could be wrong. It always has to be somebody else misunderstanding it. I worded it perfectly. It's your fault for not understanding. Problem is, communication goes two ways. And different people will take different meanings, even if you explain things in a very, very bog-standard way that you feel is easy to understand. Ow? Okay. Ah, Jesus, you are taking no damage from this thing. Ah, come on, buddy. Ah, son of a bitch. Okay. So a thing that I have to do as a content creator a lot is I have to ask myself when I'm making a video, when I'm wording something a certain way, who am I aiming for? Who is my target audience when I say a thing? And an end result of that is I have to think, is the person that I'm talking to politically literate? Is the person that I'm talking about a good faith actor? Is the person that I'm talking about somebody who shares the same goals that I do? And depending on the answers to those questions, I may have a completely different approach that I have to take. Okay, let's... Oh, that's cool. There's really the only person to sit down and try to point out and explain what I do and why I need to stop. Thank you for the hydrate, Jassa. I think that might be because for most people, they really feel the time is a resource. And when you really feel like you only have a limited amount of time and a limited amount of spoons in a day, a lot of times people will just cut out things in their life that cause friction. There's nothing necessarily wrong with that. It's a thing that all of us do for our own sanity to some degree or another. Unfortunately, I'm a weird individual that thrives in friction. So... kinda okay.
I think next time one of the exploding zombies comes at you, you need to just shoot the ground under them so that they just fall with the bomb.
Instead of the bomb rolling into my foot and causing my nuts to blow off?
Yeah.
Bangle says, "You're not alone. I struggle with that. My therapist says we need to look at it like we're zebras in a world full of horses. We're making the same sounds, but we're not speaking the same language, and no one sees that we're a zebra." Yeah, that's fair. If you're giving grace to people, and by that I mean you're giving the benefit of the doubt, Rain, what you just did is you took an analogy that was perfectly understandable by everybody and then deliberately obfuscated it, which also pivoted the point of the conversation. I see what you're doing there. But... man, what was I saying? I broke off, and then my attention also broke off.
Hey, to go back to the conversation that we started with, that I started with when you were gone getting something, did you have any weird snacks you liked that were just completely off the wall?
Is this a way to move away from the uncomfortable conversation that's happening in chat?
Yes.
You know that's not going to work, right?
I can try.
Completely understandable. But okay, the giving grace thing, you're giving the benefit of the doubt, you assume good faith. You have to assume good faith in people first. If you don't, everybody around you is an enemy. Period.
Okay.
So assume good faith. If you're assuming good faith and somebody misunderstands you, is it a deliberate thing? Did they purposefully try to misunderstand you? Or is it instead that their understanding of the words you used did not communicate the same thing? If I say I'm gay in 2026, it means I'm homosexual. If I say I'm gay in 1926, it means I'm happy. I'm using the same words, but depending on who I am communicating that to, they're getting a different meaning from that. And I can tell myself, of course I'm using the right words for this. I'm doing everything correctly.
Yeah. Just gotta figure out how to get down from here first.
But I don't know what's going on in that other person's head.
It's kind of like the word Yankee.
Yeah?
Like, over in Japan, a Yankee is a delinquent.
Yeah, but here it just means you're from the north.
Yeah, so it's like, if I went over to Japan and somebody called me a Yankee, that, to me, that's them trying to start a fight. If I didn't know that the word had a different meaning there. Because somebody calling me a Yankee here is somebody trying to start a fight.
So what I was trying to say after the cooldown and before the third or fourth blow up, I lost count, was this is why I'm scared of talking to you in DMs, because of my fear of ending up parasocial and being an asshole eventually at someone. Sylvie, let me go ahead and make one thing perfectly clear. I have handled assholes far more caustic than you. Let me put it another way. And I am going to say this in a way that sounds demeaning and is meant to be, because I feel like that will communicate the message. Your ability to be toxic is far overestimated. I played League of Legends. Your attempts will be pussy shit.
I have watched this man snap keyboards on League of Legends.
Yeah, you cannot top me at my worst, and you cannot top what I have tolerated in my life.
I have met a lot of the people he has had to tolerate in his life.
Like,
me being one of them.
somebody says, I hate being rude to people. Yeah, but you've got to practice talking to people in order to figure out what things are rude. Like when I point out, hey, that thing you said, that's kind of passive-aggressive, and that's entirely unnecessary. Like, I could easily respond with, all right, listen here, you stupid bitch. I could do that, but you see how that would kind of undermine my entire point. He said, ah, yes, the act of aggression.
Hell, if you're scared of being parasocial with Chris, just shoot me a message. I can always use more friends.
Yeah, you need to graduate past 1.
Tim's a friend. And so is Atiba. And Gale, and,
Sylvie
I forget their
says,
online name, and I don't know if they want me to use their...
Sylvie says, you mean Grav?
Yeah.
Sylvie says, but I know there will be a point currently with my mental health that I will get mad at you over something trivial. Okay, and? Oh no! Another human being is going to get mad at me! On the internet of all places? Say it ain't so!
And this jackass have been getting mad at each other for 14 years. You'll be fine. $13 years.
So... Man, do we tell them about the incident with your grandma? Because, like...
Yeah, that was a screaming match.
Yeah, that was... Let me get out of this combat scenario first, because this is lots and loud. Like, okay, Sylvie, I don't think you're going to be able to top. And this is not a challenge to. It'd be stupid to try to. Oh, I love when I can't aim. That's so cool. Off the wall. You as well. Go away. Shotguns have stopping power.
Here.
How?
Did that do nothing?
There we go. So, context. I was asleep. Fleur was at work. This is the time that Fleur was living at my house. I got the message from Fleur's mom that Fleur's grandma was in the hospital. So I said, okay, I'll go pick up Fleur from work. I did my morning ritual. I get up, go to the bathroom, take a shower, get ready to go. That's what I do when I wake up, all the time. And I made no exception at this point. In the time that I was taking a shower, Fleur's grandmother died. And I still had to pick up Fleur from work. I have never seen this person as angry at anything as they were at me for not coming immediately. The context of me going, okay, person's in the hospital, that's happened with my family a lot. I'm gonna do the thing that I normally do and then get ready to go. That concept was not important at all at that point. What was important, from Fleur's perspective, and correct me if I'm wrong, was that I, as a friend, had failed you. In a time where in a moment where time was imperative.
That is what it felt like at the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I knew that. I knew that that's how you were feeling. But guess what? Instead of being calm about it, as you were yelling at me, what I should have done was take it and do what I could to be your friend and console you, and I didn't do that, did I?
Nope.
No, I fucking chewed your head off. I yelled at you so much that you hopped out of my car and tried walking your way 30 miles north.
Yep. I opened your car and put my feet on the ground while it was still in motion.
Yep. Yes, while it was moving. That is how angry I had made Fleur. Now, again, remember, you're dealing with a person who just dealt with a traumatic loss. And the concept of that hospital is an hour and 30 minutes away, and I took 30 minutes. Therefore, there was no world, even if I was Speedy Gonzalez, where we got there in time. That world never existed.
She was dead before she got to the hospital. There was no way to ever get there in time. It's like, I can look back and see how I was being unreasonable. It certainly didn't feel like it at the time.
Mm-hmm. And I can see how I was absolutely failing at what I should have been doing at that time. I should have been far more understanding. I was not. Instead, I did the thing that I do a lot, where I go, no, you don't understand. I'm correct, and because of that, I'm gonna put you in your place, you stupid asshole.
Yep.
Wasn't the right thing to do, but I did it. Hey, guess what? We're still here and we're still friends.
Yep. God, you want to know what made that situation even worse? I don't know if you remember, but I had just been back home the previous weekend to visit.
Yeah?
And had decided, I'm coming back this next weekend. I'll see her then. I'm not feeling well. I don't want to go visit right now.
Mm-hmm. That, yeah. That would make me feel like the world had given me exactly what I needed to solve the problem, and I had willingly told it, nah, I know better.
Yep.
Now for the other side.
So I can say with confidence, I can handle your bullshit. I have handled worse, and people have handled me doing worse. So he says, Sir, so when you say, Sylvie, my DMs are open if you want to talk, is that you trying to give me a place to talk to somebody? Is that an invitation to potentially over time be a friend? It can easily be both. I didn't engineer a rescue for you because I hate you. Like... Hello, friend.
I think one thing people get wrong about being parasocial is they think that just trying to be friends with someone is parasocial. It's like parasocial is more of the trying to say, oh, you have to be my friend because I've talked to you.
It's also when you say, I am friends with person, and person has never talked to you at all.
Yeah.
That's the para part of parasocial.
Oh, I know they could throw those.
Bonk. Said, bringing up the parasocial anxiety, I just really want to understand entirely your intentions and goals of the situation. Yeah, my intention and goals are you have a place you can vent, and you can call me a friend, you can call me an acquaintance, I don't really care. Like, ultimately, what's happening is you are putting far more weight into this concept and this decision than I have, and I'm the one that you're worried about. But I do reserve the right to do what I do with most of my friends when they contact me. Read the message, think of a response in my head, and then don't.
Yeah, it has taken a long time to get replies from this guy before.
Yup.
It's like I have absolutely just had to poke him online saying, hey, did you see my message?
That is a hard maybe.
Eat this.
Good lord. What's it take to kill this guy?
About that much.
So do you ever get a better melee weapon?
Yes, you do. I mean, I also could upgrade this melee weapon, and that would help, too.
I seemed to remember you saying something about getting a weapon from a boss.
Yep. Do 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 do. Okay, I need to turn. I don't need more handgun ammo. I think I need more shotgun ammo. There we go. It says, sometimes the armor we build up to protect us from rejection also protects us from making friends. Yeah, so... Anybody want to talk about the hedgehog's dilemma?
No. No.
Do you know what the hedgehog's dilemma is?
I'm assuming it's something about being spiky to avoid people getting close to you hurting you, but it also prevents you from actually making any friends.
Now what?
Kind of. It's more... Hedgehogs need to cuddle up with each other for warmth. But because of their spikes, they inadvertently end up hurting each other. That hurting is inevitable. It's gonna happen. But it doesn't remove the necessity for them to cuddle up together for warmth. Likewise with people, if you have friends, you are going to hurt them. It's gonna happen. You wait long enough, it will happen with everyone. But that possibility shouldn't be a reason not to have those friends.
How did they expect that bomb to kill all the zombies?
I have great news for you. They didn't.
Well, I know it wasn't... I can obviously tell by even just some of the stuff I've seen so far, it wasn't actually intended to. But, like, when Leon and Sherry say, you know, I thought the bomb killed all the zombies.
Wait, did that just count as an instant kill?
As you were falling.
Interesting. Fennec says, something that I have seen someone talk about is how our culture doesn't prepare people to repair after a rupture. No, it doesn't. You know how many times me and Saki have had a fight? About 5 or 6 times. It's a non-zero amount of times. But, like, we still come together afterwards, and we're still very, very, very happy together. At least I assume she's happy. She tells me that. I'm gonna trust her on that.
Now what?
I fought with Walker a lot here, Flirt. I have fought with a lot of my friends. I have been an obstinate asshole with and to them. I somehow strangely find myself with, and I mean this in no uncertain terms, an overabundance of friends.
Choice of a weapon to use.
Yeah, it's not what I intended to do there, but I'll take it. Jet says, like when I correct you in Cottage Spy versus Shepherd Spy. Yeah, and Fleur's done the same thing. And I'll tell you both, you're fucking dumb. That was when I intended to use the Requiem.
This is my lucky day.
Is Cascade Bluffs a good land?
Absolutely it is. That's the red-blue land, right?
Yeah.
Filter land?
Taps for a colorless. You can tap a red or a blue and add blue, 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 red, or red, red.
Yeah, no, that land's fantastic.
Okay. I picked one up recently.
So it says, I just don't understand the intention. I don't understand what is okay and not okay, and I don't want to find out on my own because I really don't want to make everything weird and awkward and have to leave the community. So, Sylvie, I am going to offer you a bit of advice. Stop caring. Human interaction is that gamble.
Like, I'm terrified I'm going to make a joke too far every time I open my mouth on stream. It doesn't stop me.
I have made a joke too far on stream.
Like, every time I make a joke or a quip or bring something up, that thought in the back of my mind is always, oh, this is the last time he ever invites me on stream.
Yeah, and then the next day happens.
Yeah. It's like, I also know it's not true. It's like, we've made it this far.
It's taking longer than planned.
You've had people say much worse. You've had people...
Great. You'll need
I can remember some real bad parasocial people in your DMing you.
Yep. Like, I remember the one weirdo that said, I wonder if Cirrus is into trans girls. I wonder if that means I have a chance. Even in a world where you might have. The answer to that is no. When that situation happened, I fucking took that person's DMs and put them on blast. Like, nah, you're getting made fun of for this shit, sorry.
Wasn't there someone who, like, role-played that they were your husband?
Yeah, there's been all kinds of shit. If that was a thing that happened, I don't remember. I have likely memory hold it, and thank God for that. Let's see. Classic.
Yeah, Sylvie, as long as you're not doing shit like that, you're fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine. I don't fucking care. If anything, you humming and hawing this much is making it far weirder than any actual conversation possibly could. Let's up the power of that a little bit. And that's all I got. Sure, this is unrelated, but have you made paprikash? No, I have no idea what that is. Somebody says, I feel like my roommate only does it because she needs me as much as I need her right now to survive. Okay, and? That happens sometimes. I wouldn't have made friends with my friend Jacob had we not been working at the same store. When we were working at the same store, we were together because of coincidence, and we only became friends because we had the same job. It's the same shit. Yeah, you can be stupid. You can be annoying. You can be all kinds of things. That makes you the same as every other fuck-ass human being on the planet. You are not special. Now I get to sit here and watch the loading screen forever. I was hoping there would be more entertainment on screen after I said that. Instead, I chose the absolute worst time to do that. That is genuinely awful. I am bad at this. Man. Perfect timing, nod. Yep, exactly. Exactly. Oh man, that gives me a perfect excuse to clean up my sitting area, though. Everything's been kind of piling up here a little bit, because I have a bunch of projects I'm working on at the same time. And I had capicola that I ate all the cheese for, but didn't eat all the cappy. There's plenty of stuff here that can go into the garbage. Oh, the salad I ate earlier. The bowl is still in here for that. That's gotta go. Did you hear capicola? Yeah. I love Cappy Ham.
I think I've seen this scene.
Should make it there in no time.
Good to hear. How are the roads?
At least a part of it.
Just a few potholes.
God, you can hear it in his voice. He is not as young as he used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good lord.
This stage just keeps getting better and better.
So what the sweet fuck is that?
These pups could use more training.
There we go.
So much for the direct route.
You got any healing items?
Think so.
Might want to... think about using one. You have no head.
Yep, I have nothing. I got my ass beat. This is barely one level of absurdity below Metal Gear Rising.
Direct route.
I love how all the propane tanks are perfectly placed for you to shoot them to make a path.
Yep. Like, on the one hand, it makes sense, because almost everybody that has a propane tank probably stores it near the corner of a fence or something. Like, they don't store it in the middle of an area. They always store it up against a wall or some shit, right?
Yeah.
So, like, it technically makes sense that that's where they would be.
Except that they would have been brought inside with all this happening. Just keep people from stealing them.
Seriously.
Yeah, I don't think anybody is,
I don't give up that easy.
I don't think anybody is having their propane tanks stored outside in the middle of a metropolitan city. Theft is too common there. Like, that is where I expect them to be stored if they weren't in a city.
He is damn lucky if there's that building on its side.
Yep.
I've had enough of you! I know the feeling!
Ugh, decent.
Yep.
Come on!
Oh, nope, I fucked up. I forgot what I was supposed to do during that sequence.
Yeah, no, he did not die from that.
Should have worn a helmet.
I love the quips.
Rip Gideon. Yep. Goodbye, Gideon. Gideon is not Wells.
So, while it's loading, I want to run you through a couple of the other cards I grabbed from Mishra.
Sure.
Joyra, Weatherlight Captain.
Yep, she's good.
Saheeli the Gifted.
Saheeli the Gifted is the Planeswalker?
Yes.
Yeah, she's okay.
She makes a servo. Next spell costs one less for each artifact I control when I cast it. And her ult is for each artifact I control, create a token that's a copy of it.
Yeah, that sounds fine. That's right up your alley.
A Light Step Pathway.
I mean, yeah, it's a flip land. It's a good flip land.
I already told you about the Cascade Bluff. And I told you about the Lean Bloom. That's the Adventure Land.
Yep.
And Transmutation Font.
What's the font do?
It's the one I sent in Discord that day that it's a 5-cost artifact. Tap to create a choice of a blood, clue, or food token.
Okay.
Then I can sacrifice 3 tokens with different names and search my library for an artifact and put it on the battlefield.
Hey, you made it to the end. I want to give an extra thanks to the patrons who allow me to do this full time. I want to thank Aaron Rail, Astral, Britzkrieg, Jemshin, Poundini, Red Joker, Victoria, Jonas, Craig, Tarika, Fireshard, Smiling GM, John, Dren Hadamada, Creeper, Sagitta, you know I'm not saying that last part, Sylvie Snow, Valis of Seraph, Ottoman Angel, Rooster Rachel, and Fire Panda, who are all my $20 and up patrons.